Galamera, Galamera, Galamera. How you doing? Well, I just thought I'd just move a little bit away from the house this morning just to see just how good the signal is, because the weather today, as you can obviously see, is absolutely delightful. Really, really beautiful weather today. Not a cloud in the sky. Can't believe that today it is November the 25th, which is also, what do you call it? Also Thanksgiving over in the States at the moment. And I bet certain parts of America are not having weather like this today. That is for sure. Or definitely not Canada, who also celebrate Thanksgiving. Somebody told me, I think Australia does celebrate Thanksgiving as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Somebody can tell me if that's right or wrong. I love it. Oh, that noise you can hear is the gypsies driving around, trying to pick up metal and stuff. You know, they're driving around. Look, they even got their masks on as well, which is really good to see. As they're driving around, basically picking up all the scrap that people leave out on the road. Right, okay, let's have a quick look. As you can see, the sun is shining brightly. Let's just go. Getting a good reception, actually. I'm very, very impressed with the old tablet today. You're doing well, tablet. And there's the sun absolutely beaming over there. And my and my shades now, or my glasses now, are going like sunglasses at the moment. But anyway, oh yeah, Yanni said that the oranges are not quite ready yet at the moment, but as soon as they are, we'll let you know. Right, let's have a look at the news then, at what's been going on in the last 24 hours. Quite a bit's been going on actually, and I'm just going up the stairs at the moment, over to my little area on the back veranda, and let's give you the news of the day. All right, okay, right then, as I've already said, happy Thanksgiving to all those in the United States, Canada, and I think Australia, but I'm not sure about that. I know we've got some Australia viewers who might let me know if that's right or not. Believe it or not, it's day 20 of the lockdown for us here. COVID in the last 24 hours. Greek Health confirmed on Wednesday night that there's been another 2,152 new infections, which is down on Tuesday, which I've got to be honest, which drove the total number of infections to 97,288 since the start of the pandemic. Of these new cases, only 6, believe it or not, were reported at entry points into the country, which is not surprising because the country is virtually shut down as in forms of travel. Anyway, we've had no new cases here on Zakynthos, which is good. However, Corfu has had yet another 10 cases, and interesting to see how things are going on over in Corfu. Anyway, unfortunately, we've had 87 new deaths reported, raising the total of fatalities since the start of the pandemic to 1,902. The average age of those who passed away were 80 years of age with underlying health conditions. Although we have seen some younger aged people passing away as well, all right? The total number of incubations rose as well to 597. The average age of those was 65. However, 505 people have been through the ICU system since the pandemic started. And again, the ages of people in ICUs, that is also starting to drop as well. Just to let you know, there is a nationwide 24-hour strike today, which has been organised by ADEDY. They're Greece's largest public sector union. So that means if you're trying to go to places like ADEDY, or you're trying to go to the tax office or any government-led building, obviously they ain't going to be open today because they're going to be demonstrating. Basically, they're also demanding protective measures for employees employees and mass hirings in the health sector. The Pan-Hellenic Federation of Public Hospital Employees, which is PODIN, has called on its members to gather at hospital entrances at 8 o'clock this morning. So again, there will be people demonstrating outside of the hospital. A gathering is going to follow in Athens at midday up at the Ministry of Health, which is going to be attended by PODIN and executives from the trade unions, but that's over in Athens. Anyway, interesting, if you're wondering what they're demonstrating about, the workers are demanding the restoration of the 13th and 14th salary. Yeah, people used to get a extra 2 months pay here. It was one of the, like a Christmas bonus and an Easter bonus. This was abolished during the economic crisis, and the government obviously hasn't reinstated it or made it law to reinstate. So a lot of Greeks would rely on those extra 2 months pay, obviously, to get them through, their year. Also, as well, the government, they want the government to ensure that all protective measures are provided during the pandemic through adequate staffing, funding, and the means of personal protection for employees. They also want staff on temporary contracts also to be given permanent status. So basically, you need to do anything official today. Leave it till tomorrow. I know Jane has got to go to the ADEDY office, and our accountant said yesterday you need to go on Friday to do what you need to do in relation to her issue about ADEDY. Okay, I've got some pleasant news in regarding the ICU here on Zakynthos. A 56-year-old man from here who went to hospital on the 9th of November, worried that he had the virus because he had the symptoms of a mild fever and was feeling lethargic. He was tested. He was confirmed positive by the staff. However, his medical condition was considered mild, and the doctors who treated him just told him to return home and stay there for 14 days. However, on the night of Thursday, November the 12th, the man visited the hospital again, still feeling ill. The doctors then decided that they should hospitalise him and then do a follow-up. And then the next day, Friday the 13th, he was treated by physicians who deemed it appropriate to then put him into the intensive care unit here on the island. Anyway, he didn't need to go into incubation. He was just put in the isolated part of the COVID clinic, and he was there for 12 days. Anyway, the last 2 days they did molecular tests with him, and they found that he was negative. However, he did remain in the hospital just to have continued checks on his breathing. Well, yesterday, the 56-year-old man was released from the hospital. His family obviously took him home, and he just wanted to send a message to all the people of Zakynthos about how confident and how satisfied he was with the care that he had, and he'd like to give a big thank you and a big hug to all the medical staff who treated him in the nursing unit through his stay through having the virus. So again, that's good news that people are confident in what the hospital is doing here on the island. Now, meanwhile, the European Union Commissioner, President Ursula von der Leyen, said on Wednesday vaccinations against COVID-19 may start before the end of December, but warned that the 27 member countries should urgently prepare their plans for the rollout of hundreds of millions of doses of vaccine. However, she emphasised that the European citizens had to continue to respect restrictions, commenting with nearly 3,000 deaths a day, COVID was the #1 cause of death in the EU last week. Now, that little statement about COVID being the #1 cause of death in the EU, yes, she might be the head of the EU. I might just be a bloke on my balcony doing a broadcast every day. However, I do dispute that figure of 3,000 deaths a day and it being the #1 cause of death in the EU. I have been looking through records, World Health Organization and places like that, and I can't find any record at the moment that substantiates it being the #1 cause of death in the EU last week. I'm hoping that some of the other big websites websites, lockdown skeptics, etc., are going to question that figure. And if they do question it and it is right, I will let you know that it's right. I'm not being unbiased, all right? But at the moment, I'm highly sceptical of that figure. And as we all know, politicians do lie or bend the truth, all right? Anyway, she did say hospitals remain under stress and in some reasons, some intensive care units are overwhelmed. That's true. We must learn from the summer not to repeat the same mistakes. Relaxing too much is a risk for a third wave after Christmas. Well, we've already been warned of a third wave here that is on the way after Christmas. So let's see what happens, all right? Anyway, another interesting story. Greek police has issued thousands of fines for violations of restrictions of protective measures since the beginning of the lockdown on November 7th. Some national figures have actually been released now on this. The amount of fines to almost €4 million until November 23rd. Fines of some €3 million were issued alone for violations of not wearing a mask in public or for not wearing it properly, and also what they call unnecessary movement. That means riding around, going somewhere when the police deem that you don't need to be going there, all right? That's what unnecessary movement means. Anyway, according to a statement issued by Greek police, inspections aimed at cracking down on health and safety violations resulted in a total of 9,602 fines of €300 and another 663 of €150 for smaller infringements. That's people running businesses that probably aren't practicing social distancing, or they're ignoring the fact that people aren't supposed to be in their business, or their business should be closed, and those are what those fines are for there. On Monday, these are some of the examples of what's been going on. On Monday alone, the Greek police conducted 59,183 checks in different parts of the country, and 6,020 of those were at the international airport at Athens, where you need to wear a mask all the time when you're in that building. I'm not sure whether if you can remove it when you're outside of the building, but definitely if you're inside the terminals, you've got to have your mask on. So they're obviously very hot in picking people up there, if you're managing to get a flight to go anywhere. All right. In total, officers issued 1,907 fines, 1,341 of which were for unauthorised public movement. More than 480 for those violations were in Attica, which also accounted for 179 of Monday's 556 mask violations. Anyway, police said in statements dozens have been arrested for breaking the rules regarding the operation of businesses. This is interesting. All right. Among those arrested was a group of 22 hobby hunters, all right, from northern Greece, who had also staged a fiesta. On Monday, police raided an illegal casino where 17 people were playing cards. Tuesday afternoon, a group of youngsters decided to play football in a neighbourhood in Thessaloniki. When police arrived, things did not develop smoothly, their words, and one policeman was reportedly slightly injured. All right. And the last bit of news, which is from this morning, okay, a brothel was raided last night in Athens. 15 women and 11 men were arrested for COVID violations amounting to €18,000 in fines. So they're even raiding the brothels, all right? So there you go. Anyway, it's also said that control checks will continue with the same intensity, authorities said. So if you're out and about, make sure you do book out on your SMS. Make sure if you're going somewhere, you have a legitimate reason for going there. The last thing you want at this time is a €300 fine. Because I think at the moment every penny for people over here is important, especially with Christmas coming up, or what little Christmas we're going to get. You don't want to be spending money that you could be spending on yourself for Christmas on a poxy fine for €300 for not wearing your mask correctly, or not having your mask on, or going somewhere when you didn't really need to be going there in the first place, and you're just playing the game of trying to, I'm going out and no one's going to stop me, all right? So just use a bit of common sense on that ground, all right? And trust me, the police here are doing little sneaky patrols, trying to catch people out, all right? Because obviously they're trying to raise some money for the government. So there you go. Right, interestingly, I've got a bit of good news for you this morning, especially if you're a driver and you don't think about taking an unnecessary journey, all right? But the municipality of Zakynthos is making an important intervention in fixing holes in the road. Yes, at last, through a fund funded through SATA, which is 119,000 euros worth of tender. I have to laugh. The name of the fund available is, get this, the healing of potholes and the restoration of the road with asphalt and concrete on the municipality roads of the municipality of Zakynthos. A nice, easy title that you can get your head round. Anyway, the contract's been divided into two separate tenders, one for 63,000, one for 56,000 euros. Work has already started. Yeah, work has started in various areas such as Vaccinations, Kalamaki and Kirdion. I'm not sure where Kirdion is actually, but anyway, one of the jobs that has started is the slip road that is just next door to the metro cash and carry. Those people that know it, that big huge new cash and carry that opened just about a year ago. There's a side road there with the tennis club, and there's a slip road that runs up to the fire station along there. Well, that was being re-sorted yesterday. They were sorting the road out, and just to make sure the job was going well, the deputy mayor, Christos Patros, was there just to have a look at how the work was progressing. So anyway, if you see some work on the roads going on, give a good clap and cheer to the workers doing that, because if anything, the island definitely needs its roads sorting out. Anyway, let's have a quick look and see who's tuning in this morning. Got quite a few in this morning. Ian Booth is in. He says, hello, Ginge, how you doing? I'm doing well, sir. How are you? Gavin Marks, who's here, he says he's a DJ that has worked here on numerous occasions, and he's also over there in Scotland at the moment, in Edinburgh. He says it's 2 degrees Celsius here in Edinburgh. Mighty jealous. Well, to be honest, it's sunny, but there is a little bit of a chill on the air. But I'd sooner be here than in Edinburgh at the moment, with Nicola Sturgeon doing a madness. I think. And how's she going to ban Hogmanay in Edinburgh? That's what I want to know, and that's going to be a very interesting little exercise that's going to go on. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, lovely to have you tuning in, Gavin, as well. Andy Little is watching as well. Nice to have you tuning in. Chick Ballantyne, Raffreg Buddy, he's tuning in. Shane Bowen is also tuning in as well. Nice to have you with us. Rainer Pete Dillon is watching as well. Andy Dance is watching. He says, morning, Ginge, knobbly knees here in Swansea. It's white over with frost. Oh, bless you, Andy. We haven't had any frost yet, although it is a little bit nippy at night. But as you can see, it's lovely in the day. Barry Leatherdale is also watching as well. Nice to see you. How is the weather in Essex at the moment, Barry? Paul Harrison, Raffreg Buddy, is tuning in as well. Morning, Ginge. Morning, Paul. Donna Mills is watching as well. Lovely to have you tuning in, Donna. Nice to see you here. Also, Laura Loza Hitchcock. Lauren, how you doing? Nice to have you. Fantastic job on the parachute jump. I put that in my show, was it a couple of shows ago? I had the video footage that Lauren sent to me of a parachute jump, raising money for the Macmillan nurses, who I know do a fantastic job. They were with us when my father passed away. Lovely people. And again, she raised, I think, over £1,200 for the Macmillans. So nice to have you tuning in as well. I bet you wish you were back here at the moment. I don't know what you're doing, if you're working or whether you're on a lockdown, wherever you might be in the world. But anyway, nice for you to tune in as well. Barry Leatherdale says, morning, Ginge, from a very dull and dreary Malton in Essex. Thank you, Barry. Sean Bowen says, good morning, Ginge, from Shane. A frosty Watchet. Okay, thanks for that, mate. It's obviously chilly there as well. Oh, yeah, Watchet. Where is Watchet? Trying to think where that is. Anyway, Julie Allen's also tuning in. Nice to have you tuning. Amanda Gregory up the hill is tuning in as well. She says, morning, Ginge. Marley is 5 weeks old today, having puppy biscuits now, and he's doing well. well. Oh, bless. I'm so pleased Marley's doing well. And I think you've got some, have you been given some other little puppies to sort of tender while they have homes looked for? I'm not sure. But anyway, you're doing a grand job with what you're doing. Pauline Patterson is watching in as well. Nice to have you here as well, Pauline. Denise Tyndall is watching. Steve Hinkling in Stoke-on-Trent is watching as well. Lovely to have you tuning in as well, Steve. I played a few records in my last show for you as well, mate. All right. Hilary Rogers, our Lady Gaga and our Amy Winehouse and Pretty Girls Entertainment boss. She's tuning in as well. How are you doing? I know you've been looking after some little pups, strays as well, doing a good job with that as well, giving them a good home and getting them ready to obviously find foster homes. Anyway, nice to see you tuning in as well. Tim Crystal says, morning, buddy. Tim, Louise Green is watching as well. Nice to see you there as well. Gail Marsden is also tuning in as well. Nice to have you here. Susie Angus is tuning in as well. Nice to see you as well. Tim says it's below freezing here in Oxford. The cars are white with frost. It could mean Father Christmas is on his way. There you go. Maureen Elves is watching as well from round the back. Daly Johnson is also tuning in as well. And yeah, that's it at the moment. So just to remind you, my show from yesterday has gone up online. You can watch it on Mixcloud. You can obviously hear all the audio without any copyright infringement there. It's also on Twitch, but because of difficulties with the broadcast, it's not a very good saving of the show on there. So I think I might actually delete that, but you can watch little bits of it. It is copyright censored, unfortunately, on Twitch. They haven't sorted out their licensing yet. I'm hoping that they will do, but I'd hope that Mixcloud actually do the video element of a broadcast. They only do that when it's live, actually. But anyway, the audio is there. You can listen to your requests that I played for you. And it was quite a good show yesterday. Some very interesting music. Can I say a quick hello to Bernard Martin Coldwell? We think might be a relation now. We did speak to each other. He's living over in Belgium, in Brussels. He's actually said they're on a very, very strict lockdown there. They've had a very bad time of the COVID in the heart of the EU. Yeah. Don't even go there, Ginge. Don't even go there. About the feelings towards the EU from the people of Brussels. Yeah, they're not impressed either. Anyway, and just one quick message. Not far from Minehead on the coast of Somerset. That's where Watch It is. Thank you there, Shane. Thanks a lot. That set my mind at rest anyway. Anyway, cheers for that, guys. I'm going to have to go now. I've got things to do. Once again, take care, stay safe. Also as well, thank you for people who are still putting comments into that question. Would you have the vaccine, yes or no? And I've got to be honest, it's getting very, very even. It's more like a Brexit result than it is like, Brexit result, basically. Very close to no, but also with yes catching up behind. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see how that plays out. And anyway, that's it from me. I'm burbling now. You have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Ta-ra!